Thanks for listening and welcome to the Life Podcast, a proud member of the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. With guest co-host Scotty Mays in the studio, no amount of former station manager's ashes can cloud the truth about comedian Jess Corddry. If you enjoy the show, like and follow The Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Wednesdays from noon to 2 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at wwsu1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
All right. We are back on the air. This is the second half. For the second half of the Life Radio Show.
We need a safe word for this half.
We do need a safe word.
I'm going to go with pineapple.
Pineapple. Pineapple's the safe word. Okay.
That is the safe word.
So, well, we need something. We need something you can say with the ball gag in. That's what you didn't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's all muffled.
Too many syllables there.
So, apple.
Yeah, did you say falafel? I don't know.
I said do it again.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Welcome back to the Life Radio Show. In case you didn't understand what we were talking about, this is the Life. And we talk about all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, what's left of it.
What's left of your life is spent right here on this station. Scotty Mays still sitting in as my guest co-host for the week.
This is fun. I am having a blast.
I'm glad you're having a blast.
Really?
See, that's what happens
when
you don't quit comedy, but you just say that you are, and you make everybody think that, and you come back in first, you win a contest, and then you're back on the air. That's why we call it the Life, because if it weren't real life, nobody would believe it.
Well, if I was still in active addition, I wouldn't be here right now.
Well,
I'd actually steal all of this.
You wouldn't get much out of it. Yeah, I think you would be really disappointed. We have a computer that just crashed. The monitors, that's about it. That's about the only thing. And you may be able to get this soundboard to a museum or something. They may be willing to. It should be in the Smithsonian.
Is that a Neve?
I don't even think it has a name. I think its name is Bert. That just because that's an old 70s sounding name, Bert.
Well, you have a chili cook-off trophy right here.
That is somebody's. I believe there's ashes in there.
Somebody's ashes right there.
They spilled. Oh, that's not good, guys.
You have a former general manager of WWSU all over you now. You are officially part of the WWSU family.
I have dead people on me.
There should be a warning.
Bad idea. Bad idea. Oh,
did you try the special seasoning?
Not good.
I swear it's just fentanyl. It's just fentanyl.
Oh yeah, that's great.
You're not the first person to do that. Nobody's died from it yet. So I think
I'm sweating like a pregnant nun.
Well, there's a good time for an introduction. Jess Corddry is in the studio with us, and he's now covered in the spirit of a former general manager of the station.
Sorry, guys. I apologize.
It's okay. You don't have to apologize to me, man.
Hey, he shouldn't have left him here.
That's right.
That's a good point.
You should always
if you don't want your stuff messed
pick up
with,
after
you should take it with you.
What happened to throwing him in the ocean? Crying out loud. Or even a toilet.
Yeah, he just wanted to be part of every show.
I flushed my pet goldfish down a toilet.
Oh, man.
Hard. It clawed.
That was awesome. That was awesome. That was the best part of today.
That's the highlight of the show. Thanks. Jess Corddry, everybody. You could just walk off stage now and you would have killed.
All right, I'm on.
Well, thanks for coming into the show.
Ain't no problem.
And meeting our general manager.
In an intimate way.
Yeah. You guys are very
Ladies,
close
there's plenty
now.
to go around.
I don't think you're the first person to do that, actually. I think, did you pick him up?
I had asked. I observed from a distance.
Yeah, I'm not that cute. I apologize.
It is kind of silly to put him up there, but it's
in arm's length.
What kind of seasoning's this?
That was awesome.
Oh, wow. That was probably the best introduction I've ever had to any guest. So,
Thank you.
so you got that distinction already. Right out of the gate, you're awesome.
Bless us.
Well, we are blessed.
Yeah. Well, if it was Ash Wednesday, it'd be even more.
That'd be perfect. Great.
Yeah, that's a general manager on your forehead.
Yeah, I've had to keep jobs like that.
Yeah, well, that's smacked in the
Oh,
forehead.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right. Right.
Oh, let's recover. Okay, we're good.
And we're back.
Jess Corddry, tell us a little about yourself. And,
Well, yeah.
how long you been doing comedy? That's usually the question I start.
Well, I started doing open mics back in Eastern Ohio, in a town called Bridgeport, right across from Wheeling, West Virginia, where the men are men and the sheep are afraid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's an interesting place. But I've been kind of retired. I got called up by my cousin. He's a manager out of New York, an agent, Heron Entertainment. So he books.
I've heard the name. Yeah.
He's booked some gigs. We have some gigs coming up here in Columbus, in the Washington Courthouse area. But he had me back, kind of pulled me out of retirement, and I've been doing stand up around the Dayton, New York area, up in Cuyahoga Falls, Akron area, for the last couple of years. Whenever I have time.
Well, yeah, you said Eastern Ohio. I was worried you drove all the way over here for this show, and that's
sorry to disappoint you. Yeah.
Another disappointed guest.
I live in Corwin, Ohio. I don't know how familiar you are with that.
No, not at all.
It's a suburb of Waynesville, which
okay.
I didn't even know there were suburbs.
Have you heard of Germantown,
Yeah,
Ohio?
I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't
I'm
know.
surprised. That's awesome.
I didn't know Waynesville had suburbs either. I thought Waynesville was a
I
suburb
thought that was it.
of a farm.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's that 10 acres with the alien portal in the backyard.
You have the WWET farm.
Yes.
Looked like something from the movie Hoosiers when I moved there. But
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Old Hickory.
Just give me the ball, coach.
Now, is that anything to do with Jeff Corwin? Is that was that the crocodile hunter? Is that
No, he was another.
Okay.
He was still
Similar
like an
thing.
animal
Yeah,
kind
still,
of guy.
Yeah, well, still one of those weirdos that poke animals.
Yeah,
with
really
sticks and wondered
excited
why they got
to
mad.
yeah. Like, I'm going to stroke this beaver. Wait, what?
Yeah, sorry, every time you say that, I just think your haircut.
And that is impressive, by the way.
Hey, thank you.
It's usually spiked, but he's kind of...
Yeah, I went full
he went out in the
Odell
rain.
Beckham Jr. today.
Yeah,
so.
he went out in the rain the other day, and it's just nothing he can do with it.
I'm telling you, man,
terrible.
the product is just, whatever product I'm using is just not working. Right?
Jizz.
I understand.
Gee whiz.
I understand.
Gee whiz.
Gee whiz.
It's called Gee whiz.
That's the gel. It comes out warm and sticky.
Yes, and it smells like bleach.
Oh, wow. We are definitely losing this shit today.
This might be your last show. I mean, I have this vein like I've been sucking on a milkshake, just popping right out of my forehead, and it's so shiny right now. I love the lighting in here. It's very fluorescent.
Yeah, I didn't even mess with the lights. Usually I turn the lights up a little more because I don't like
We need to
the
turn
lighting.
it down a little bit more if we're going to be talking about Gee Whiz.
Yeah, then we can get into my own
I
personal
make it
product.
myself.
I have something called Oil of Ogess. Just pump the handle.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, I put some in that cauldron that you picked up. Feel free.
Yeah, he's got a thing for ashes. So.
Oh, man, yes. I was a huge Pokemon fan.
Yeah. I don't know what to
Yeah, you'll be all right. Other people
Okay.
got that Ash
It's like
reference.
a Charizard.
Millennials hate me now.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
Which is- don't millennials
okay.
pretty much hate everything?
They do, and
that's-
themselves.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why wouldn't they?
They hate themselves more than anybody hates other people.
Yeah, you realize we're broadcasting this to
Oh, yeah.
just nothing but millennials.
Yeah.
They're going to be lined up with tiki torches outside.
Well, like, this episode brought to you by Levi Doctors.
Yeah. So as you can tell, we have no idea where we're going on this
that's
radio
all right.
show.
It's called winging it.
Exactly.
One of my favorite things to do all the time.
Yeah, we're wingers.
All right.
So how long have you been in this show?
This is we're almost at 3 years. It'll be at 3 years in January that I've been doing this silly crap.
Congratulations.
Yeah, something. Well, it's been a podcast since January 27th is when I officially launched it as its own podcast. So yeah.
So you've
been going on
performed
for a
in
little
you've done some New York shows and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So what's the scene like out there? Are there a lot more open mics like pretty much every day of the week there where you can just show up?
Well, obviously the population is
Sure.
crazy compared to here in Dayton, Ohio. But, there are open mics. Everybody's dying for stage time. I mean, they almost charge people for stage time out there, which is something I'm not a big fan of personally.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Here's $6.99 to submit a video. I think that's, any comic that falls into that is doing themselves a disservice.
Yeah, that sounds like a bit of a racket right there.
Yeah.
Hey, Scotty, thanks that's why you're co-host, because you can bring us back on.
Transition that in.
I never thought I'd rely on you to bring us back.
Hey, no problem.
But hey,
maybe I found another calling.
There you go.
Elevator,
you're like
radio
referee
music.
now. Can we just talk about something serious, you jerk? All right.
And I got to tell you, my Savage impersonation's a lot better than the one we heard earlier, but I'm not even going to go there. Oh, yeah.
Man, Randy. He's better.
That's not bad. Yeah. I mean, you kind of sounded like you were trying to take a.
Well, that's what he
said.
Yeah.
Or get the. Yeah, it really does. Anyway, back to so you don't pay for.
No. I disagree with all that paying for going on a show. I mean, that's people scamming people and just taking money.
We're already starving artists, and now they want us to pay for it.
Yeah. And I saw it on the Dayton page on Facebook. A couple of people from Pittsburgh and other people were the Dayton comic page was saying, "Hey, submit your tapes for." It was various amounts of monies for different locations. I'm like, I kind of went against it, but everybody called me a hack, and I'm. Well, have a good day.
Yeah. You're a hack because you won't pay to submit to it. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
I get paid to do the wild thing.
Right. There you go. Yeah.
Hey, didn't Tone Loc say that?
Yes, he.
I thought he did.
Touche. Well played.
Thank you.
I remember that. He said a lot of things.
He did.
Something about funky.
Even something about his grandma and Funky Cole Medina. Gotta take a look at that.
Okay. Yeah. I don't.
No.
His grandma was Medina. Is that what you're?
And she was funky cold.
Okay, yeah. They get that
she
way.
was dead.
They get that way. We're all just. This is why we can't have nice things.
I want the paddle that ball came off of.
Yeah, we got the kids out in the studio lobby. They're probably not even listening to the show. They're just sitting there throwing the ball
Patrick's
around.
celebrating because he fixed what he broke.
Yeah. Not quite. Not good. I still can't use this computer in here for anything worthwhile. So it's still screwed up, Patrick. That's okay. See, I think
it got really quiet in there. It's like, wait a minute.
They just turned it down. I think they just turned the station off. Oh man. Sorry, I've been laughing too much. Everything's coming up now. We were talking about the binge watching and the purge watching earlier.
And now they're in there playing 21 Pilots and crying.
Yeah, well, that's millennials.
Yeah,
What you got to do? I don't even know how 21 Pilots? Seems like an awful lot for a band.
Yeah, there's only 2 of them, though.
So they can't count.
And they're from Columbus.
Oh, well, that makes sense now.
They make music in their bedroom.
I've done that
Don't
before.
we all? Every now and
Yeah,
then
I'll
we
make
have
music
to,
wherever I can.
Yeah, I usually I have a good solo routine. I'm a solo artist, aka married man. So
I'm with you. I'm married as well, and making music is kind of like euchre. It's great with a partner, but better alone, right?
There you go. It's easier to win when you're alone.
Excuse me?
It's easier to win the game.
Oh, easily.
So, yeah, you don't have anybody to complain, laugh at you, and point. But anyway, what does your wife think of the stand-up comedy?
Oh, she's never come and seen me.
Never. That you're telling her she's never coming to see you, or
she just refuses.
Okay,
she thinks I'm the least funniest person on the planet.
Oh well, yeah, that's why she needs to at least come see you crash and burn on stage once.
I agree with you. Well,
that's all part of the fun of.
I concur, but she has no desire to come out. All of her friends have seen me, and they've said I've done a good job. So, obviously not good enough because I'm still married to her. But,
my wife's seen me kill on stage, and she's seen me do really bad. So yeah, she's and she doesn't come anymore. So. To the shows.
I was going to say, yeah. Well,
you're going to jump all over that. Had nothing to do with my comedy.
No wonder you went solo with your music career.
Yeah, exactly.
Ever since she saw my comedy, it just doesn't happen.
Now, is it just me, or you talked about dying on stage? Is it once in a while just funny as a fellow comic to watch the other comics bomb?
Absolutely.
So the Dayton comics here, they're all assholes.
Absolutely.
And that's what they love to see. is somebody just eat a turd on stage because they're like, look at this guy.
Good people. They're great people,
yeah.
but we all, you know,
we just kid.
We love
we kid.
There was a show at Cats once that was fantastic. It was one of the most fun times I've ever had doing poorly. It's one of the most fun because what it was, we actually got to where there was it is like eerily quiet. I think the station actually did die. Are you still on Facebook Live? Can you ask any of the 7 people? 7 now.
Hey, I'm still 2 up on you.
If we're not broadcasting, give us a call. If you can't hear this, give us a call to make it sure we know that we're not on the air.
Can you hear that?
I'm just worried.
Y'all want to see what I'm talking to? That guy.
Anyway, yeah. See, don't show me without my beard. It's just not right. Anyway, what the heck was I talking about? The cat show. What had happened was it just became an ironic applause show. It's the worst you did, the more cheers and applause you would get from, because it was basically there were 2 people sitting at the bar and there were about 18 comics in there. So, of course, nobody's laughing. But the worst joke you told, if you told something that was just like really ridiculously unfunny, they would go nuts. And that was what the show became. It was, we basically tried to tell the worst jokes we could find. It was such a fun show, but everybody bombed.
I feel like that's where you get your comedy legs, though, is when you're performing in a bar open mic and it's nothing but your comic friends. Those are the hardest people to make laugh. And if you can get one just to crack a smile, I mean, that's success right there. Yeah. But yeah, everybody has the best interest at heart for each other. And, it really is, the Dayton scene's probably one of the more supportive scenes that I've seen.
Still like to watch everybody.
But yeah, if you eat a turd on stage, we're going to let you hear about it. And we're going to enjoy it thoroughly. Yeah. I've eaten plenty of those dookie sandwiches.
And that's without the plungers.
I believe we all have.
Wow.
Yep. But I got to tell you about something later on.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
I keep saying that, and I forgot. Well, last time you ran down the hall.
Yeah, this is true.
And I know you didn't have to go to the restroom. You're just going in there to see what you can see because it's universal.
Yeah, I was curious. One of these days, I will share a bathroom with a transgender.
Yeah. We all have to have a dream, Scotty.
I'll just keep dreaming.
Mine was 8 trips to the Ponderosa buffet.
What, dude? The rolls used to be the bomb.
8 trips to the
that was my goal in life.
Rough.
That's addictive behavior, man. You might want to take a look at that.
Well, it's just a goal.
It's a goal. Because I woke up with a goal that said, you know what? I'm going to smoke crack for the next 10 years.
And did you do it?
Oh, did I do it?
You are the man.
I achieved a lot of great things in my life.
Yeah. Yep. That's fantastic.
Good for you.
Thanks, buddy. See, it's the positive affirmations that we need in life.
Yeah. Well, like you said, we're all very supportive. But that's one of the things I love about the Dayton comedy scene is there's so many different idiots, and we all support our own idiocy and everybody else's, and then we also love to tear each other apart.
Oh yeah.
If I don't like you, I'm not making fun of you.
Right, exactly. That's
good way to put it.
Yeah. I always told my boss that, He wondered why I didn't pick on him like I did the other guy. I don't like you. Yeah. If I liked you, I'd be messing with you too.
Guess that's how we just
It's
grew
not
up.
that I'm scared to get fired. I just think you're a jerk. I'm not going to mess with you.
Yeah, I mean, for being honest.
That's my old boss, not the one I currently have.
Disclaimer.
Okay, yeah. I think we should probably, it's getting right toward about half the hour. I think we're going to take a little break. Should we do more Pottersfield? Because I mean, there's other stuff, but
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You got a point, sir. So I'm going to play a little more Pottersfield. We're going to play some Peaceful Man, and we will be back here shortly. Here's this week's Comedy Rundown, brought to you by the legendary Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in Dayton's historic Oregon District. Call 224-JOKE or go to wileyscomedy.com for all the best in Dayton comedy.
Thursday, November 16th, open mic at the Spirited Goat at 118 Dayton Street in Yellow Springs. That show starts at 7 p.m. Thursday through Sunday, November 16th through the 19th, Tony Roberts is at the Dayton Funny Bone at 88 Plum Street at the Green. Friday, November 17th, Comedy Night with headliners Ian Nolte and Andy Frampton is at Wiley's Comedy Club for the Late Show at 10 p.m. And Friday and Saturday night, November 17th and 18th, Mike Armstrong is at the legendary Wiley's Comedy Club. Saturday, November 18th, Rascals presents stand-up comedy at the Spirited Goat at 118 Dayton Street in Yellow Springs. That show starts at 8 p.m. Sunday, November 19th, first of all, there's a comics hang and a hosting tutorial workshop at Wiley's Comedy Club. That starts at 5 p.m. for any comics that want to become better hosts. And Wiley Sunday Comics is back at Wiley's Comedy Club. That show starts at 8 p.m. And I believe Scotty Mays is going to be closing out that show this week. That is it. As always, check out Wiley'sComedy.com and DaytonFunnyBone.com for details and tickets to upcoming shows. Also, be sure to check out Unwritten Podcasts from Dayton Writers Movement, available at UnwrittenPodcast.com.
Are you into making music, videos, or podcasts? Are you a local comedic talent in need of some much-needed publicity? Are you a behind-the-scenes professional interested in audio, video production, graphic design, and public relations? Eventide Entertainment is actively seeking talents, clients, and professionals to help our business grow into something truly special. And we want you to be one of those. For more information, go to facebook.com/Eventide Entertainment or send us an email at eventideent@gmail.com.
All right, we are back on the Life radio show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with my guest co-host for the week, Scotty Mays.
What is up?
And we're still in here with Jess Corddry.
Hello.
Who's still got the ashes. Who's still a little ashy. Well, he was snorting a few more of them because he heard that the former GM was on something. So he's
that'll wake you up in the morning, folks.
Yeah, there you go. Well, welcome back. Where were we? Where
the hell were we?
Did I just go somewhere? My brother asked me that once when he was really high. We were sitting there watching TV, and he had gotten up and gotten a beer like 45 minutes ago. And he came back in, sat down, we're watching TV, and about 45 minutes later, he looks at me and says, "Did I just go somewhere?" Like, I have no idea where you just went, my friend.
He's like, Dave's not here,
very
man.
likely did.
Dave's not here.
It happens. Sometimes we go places we don't intend to go, and we don't even know we went there.
And we boldly go where no one's gone before.
That's for sure. They're still out there breaking stuff. Somebody's gonna lose an eye.
Damn kids.
Yeah, I tell you, can't take that. Don't make me turn this radio station around.
Because if you turn it around, it
might be successful.
Is that a deep
this show might go somewhere then.
Do they have a deep fryer out there?
I think that's one of our engineers. No.
French fried potatoes.
French fried potato. Yep, that's Patrick. Patrick broke the station.
That is a weird. Wow.
So what's up? You got any gigs coming up or anything? Or you just?
Yeah, I got a gig. 2 gigs actually. Columbus. The 16th, I believe, and the 17th. Now you're going to make me pull out my phone because I don't have this stuff memorized.
See, none of us were prepared for Scotty's professionalism.
That was a quick turnaround question.
I was like, okay, that's enough.
He's like, we're not going with the guy looking like a deep fryer. He goes, we're going to do real professional radio. Man. You guys can no longer fake this.
Yeah, if that's the last time I invite you, Scotty, it's
I'm
no
like,
fun
wow, this guy is...
We get on a great topic about a guy that looks like a deep fryer, and you change the subject to something
next thing you know, Jed's a millionaire. It's like, wow.
Yeah, we take some hard right turns in here.
Man.
So yes, I do. I just went past.
I'm a sucker for instant gratification.
My leaping Lanny Poffo. So Saturday night, November 18th, I will be at 133 South Lafayette Street in Washington Courthouse with some New York comics. One of them pretty big deal. James Myers will be there with me.
Wait, is that the Planned Parenthood building?
Could be. It's an insurance office, from what I understand.
I think they defunded them, so it could be open for comedy now. I don't know.
That is true. And then on the night before, what is that? Would that be the 17th, I guess? I am in Columbus, Ohio, off of 5th Street. I think it's called Knuckleheads. I don't know what it's called.
That sounds about right.
You know, videos are playing on my phone. It's technology. I tell you what.
They just bombard you.
I'm a hillbilly from Eastern Ohio. This technology stuff, not so good with.
I like the simpler times.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm glad we still have this big analog mixer and the rotary phone for people to call in.
Is that? Oh my goodness! It is a rotary phone.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's got the little device. Yeah, it's like the old fax machines where you pick it up and you set it down. It's a big old rotary modem.
Rotary modem.
Connect to so you notice the internet's a little slow.
Takes forever to dial that IP address.
Everybody thinks the station's just on delay in case we cuss. That's really not it. It's just the technology hasn't caught up with these.
As a matter of fact,
waves.
you'll hear what you're hearing now. We said last week,
right?
And it is just now getting to you.
Yeah, this is all being pre-recorded for next week.
Yes.
So it's going to be really weird when everybody tries to show up at the clubs for all the comedy shows I mentioned in the last segment, and none of them are happening.
Like, nah, man, that was last week.
Yeah, you must listen to the life because all those shows are done. We don't even have that one anymore. That comedian died.
There's ashes on the shelf to prove it.
Yeah, because what you don't realize, you walked into the 80s when you came in here. So actually, we're promoting shows that aren't going to happen for another 30 years.
Well, looking at Sid Vicious over here, I mean, it is definitely the 1980s.
God save the Queen. What about the farewell drug? It's a little Sid and Nancy reference there.
Okay. Okay, well, I think we have more news stories if it's time for some
I
news.
hope so.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Save this show, Don. It is sinking.
Yeah, you have to bring the professionalism.
It is sinking in G-Whiz.
Yeah, there's that one's kind of dumb. We'll do it Edgewater, Florida. It's a Florida story because it's bound to be fun. Church in Edgewater, Florida. Well, it's about a church in Florida, so no telling what's being worshipped there. Is begging for forgiveness after posting a message that most people interpreted as being sexual in nature. Last week, the Bella Vista Baptist Church posted a message on an outdoor sign that read, "Forgiveness is swallowing when you want to spit." An Instagram user who goes by the name Catherine306098, because there are a lot of Catherines out there, posted a photo of the sign with a comment, "I think someone's a little mad at their wife." Although the message could be considered sexual innuendo, church officials insist they meant nothing vulgar. Because why would they come out and say, "Well, yep, that's what it means"? The Lord told us.
The Lord said, "Turn the other cheek and open your mouth."
Yep. That church secretary's a forgiving kind, if you know what I mean.
That was Catherine 03680.
Right. That was whew. At least it wasn't Sister Catherine 306.
They say the strongest position is praying on your knees.
There you go. There you go.
And
forgiveness.
Swallow, don't spit.
Yeah, sometimes forgiveness is a bitter pill to swallow. I'll tell you that.
Or bleachy.
Or bleachy. Well, that's because you do that to your hair. So
right.
It just soaks in. That's all the bleach.
I'm trying to think of something clever to follow with
that's
that.
Okay.
But you guys you're going to hit me on both sides. I'm getting ready to open my mouth and take it like a champ.
Yeah, hey, well, at least you're forgiving.
Is it hot in here? It is hot in here.
Forgive me, Scotty.
Why is my face sweating? Man, everything's so hot.
Yeah,
to be PC, I'm sweating like a non-heterosexual man eating a sausage.
A vegan sausage.
Yes.
Gluten-free.
Phew. Okay, where do we go from here? Stranger Things fans in Michigan have an added incentive not to get themselves arrested this week. On Sunday, East Lansing police tweeted that it would reveal the plot of Netflix hit sci-fi horror to anyone who ends up in jail. The department said it taped spoilers for the show all over its detention facility's walls, some extra motivation for you not to end up there. It's not clear which season of the show the law enforcers plan to ruin for suspects. The department didn't immediately return messages asking if its warning was a joke. So apparently if you get arrested in East Lansing, Michigan, they're going to hang up spoilers of the show.
Well, it's not really I mean, I've been locked up, so trust me, there are stranger things.
Yeah.
That
you
go
know, all the
on.
stranger things you can handle.
Yeah. Like, why do you have so many
That's
butter
where you learn
packets
to
in here?
forgive. Oh,
Where do you think I got this hair from?
Yeah, you spilled the bleach making toilet wine is what it is, I'm guessing.
How many people
are you vaping?
Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to quit smoking, man. It's so hard.
That is tough to do. That is tough. It's not going to help when you keep sucking on that thing.
For the visually impaired people in the radio world, you have no idea what I'm putting in my mouth right now.
I mean,
I have an idea, I think. It's probably the wrong idea. But forgive them.
I've been to East Lansing. It looks like a demilitarized zone. I don't know if you've been there.
It's been a while. I think I've been.
But I mean, most of them can't afford Netflix, so you know.
So they're getting arrested just to be caught up to date on the show.
Bingo!
It's like awesome. I get to watch
petty theft, minor assault. That's all. Yeah.
That's all you need, and you get that way when you're back at work. You can stand around the water cooler or the tire changer, whatever the case may be, and or the mop bucket, and discuss the nobody cleans up it.
Yes,
and you won't be left out of the discussion because you got arrested last week.
Bingo! That's incentive to me.
Absolutely. So if you're in East Lansing and you can't afford Netflix, just get arrested. You'll be up to date on all your favorite shows.
Orange is the New Black. I mean, you'll be all caught up.
Oh yeah. Oz. That's probably not on.
God,
Netflix.
I used to love that show.
I watched it once and I was like, it's enough.
Every time I see the dude in the insurance commercials,
Schlesinger.
Yes. Swearing. No, wait, that was Deadwood. Al Swearinger was Deadwood.
Yeah,
but he was the skinhead
Nazi
dude.
leader. Yeah.
Branded the swastika on Tobias Beecher's butt cheek.
Oh yeah, that was impressive. And he was also J. Jonah Jameson in all the first Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
I didn't know Jenna Jameson was in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, it came out real well. Great enunciation, you big hillbilly.
I mean, I'd watch
he jumped all over that.
I'd definitely be a little more keen to watch a Spider-Man movie.
You should see her squirt a web.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot a web.
Yeah, but I believe that's called something else. Is that a web? Nope, that's a ping pong ball. Good job, Jenna.
Touche.
Nope, that's a baseball. She's stepping up her
Holy
game.
crap, that is a softball.
I'm going to take her bowling next week. Oh, yep, off the air. There we go. Yep, they said they broke the studio computer. They really just didn't want this stuff recorded to ever get out there to anybody else. Absolutely. They just wanted a live one and done show. Because you know what a recording of this show is actually called, right? Evidence. That's what they were hoping if I didn't record it, you know, the FCC couldn't actually prove anything. Oh, on Thursday, another police story. Police in the city of Zion, Illinois, received a call about a masked bandit in great distress. It was actually a raccoon. It seemed the little guy had been eating a little too well and got caught in a sewer grate. The officers were unable to rescue the pathetically adorable critter on their own and had to call in for reinforcements from Zion Public Works Department. The raccoon was freed, but not before those on the scene snapped some photos, which the department posted on Facebook, because police departments don't have anything to do other than take pictures of raccoons and post them on Facebook.
Well, the first thing my people from back home would want to know, was its head stuck in or was its butt stuck in?
I didn't know. I knew with sheep over there they'd be keen on that, but I didn't know.
It's pretty much anything that crawls.
Anything that becomes.
Grandpa, get back in your chair.
There would be because if it's head first, the line going around what we call a holler would be pretty deep.
Yeah, well, that's why they call it a holler. Is he? Do something to get people to know you're there so they'll come pull you out of it. I went down in the holler. Oh, man. See, there they go again. I need to throw my balls right back at them.
You really should. You really should.
Yep. Stop it! A man in the German town of Breton reported finding an unexploded bomb from World War II in his home garden. But his neighbors can rest easy unless they especially hate vegetables. The 81-year-old homeowner had contacted officers Friday out of a concern that he stumbled upon a decades-old dangerous weapon. It turned out to be a zucchini. Police from Karlsruhe, a city near Breton, posted about the incident on Facebook. Again, police and Facebook. What is up? Including a photo of the zucchini in question. Honestly, we can kind of see how the mix-up occurred. It was huge. It was a 16-inch zucchini.
Damn, so I guess they squashed that case.
Yeah.
We'll be here all day, people. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. At least for the next 10 minutes. Anyway.
I'll take the veal.
Yeah, be sure to tip your wait staff. Because they've earned it. Oh, man. Where am I going next? You never know.
I don't know. We were just in a German town, so.
NBA on TNT analyst Charles Barkley apparently has a beef with vegetarians.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they don't exist in his mind. That's terrible. They don't exist in his mind. He says there's no such thing as a vegetarian. Nobody doesn't like meat. Yeah. He was talking to Ernie Johnson Jr., former Hall of Famer. No. TNT host Ernie Johnson Jr. That's right. See, I get the words on me. It's words. I get them mixed up sometimes. Johnson then remarked, you're in prime form tonight. And Barkley continued, it's not a thing. Nobody doesn't like meat. He repeated that again. The conversation got so absurd, got to this absurd place as they discussed San Antonio Spurs player LaMarcus Aldridge. And Barkley went off on a tangent. We can't say for sure if Barkley was serious or just looking for a reaction, but we can assume he's wrong. According to a Harris poll, about 3% of Americans consider themselves full-time vegetarians.
3%.
3% are apparently going meatless.
Those are 3% of awful people.
Yes, and that's
just more for us.
Yeah. That's a good place for a callback to the Brazilian
the
meat
booty clapper,
the beef kini, the booty clapper.
Hey, that kind of reminds me when I was in Iraq, because I served in Iraq as a medic in the Army. And if you opened up a Hooters there and had some Waffle Houses, that place would be a lot happier. Yeah.
Instead of a falafel house.
I was just getting ready to say that.
A little bacon,
awesome.
A little beer, and a little girl in some outfits. That place, you're not blowing each other up anymore.
Let's go to the awful falafel.
Yeah, their Hooters.
When did you serve? What years?
I joined in 1993 and got out in 2006.
So Desert Storm.
Well, no, I was in the latter one.
The latter,
the
desert,
2005.
calm after the storm.
Yeah, that
whatever
one.
they called it.
Operation Freedom.
Operation Ivy.
Yes, whatever it was.
I don't know. No, that was a band.
Yeah,
it was one of my favorites, actually. Hence Sid Vicious. Yeah.
But anyway. I did a year over there with a bunch of guys, and we had a good time over there.
Fantastic, man. Thank you.
Thank you for support.
Seriously, man, I was I was going to go into the Marine Corps and then failed my pre-ASVAB test on purpose because I got scared. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bitch.
That's okay. That's okay.
No, that one'll get by.
Yeah. The sensors are asleep. They usually are. We put them to sleep on this show.
Off the air, I can tell you about stories about Iraqi midgets, some other really intense.
You should save those for your comedy shows.
Oh, they're out there for that. Yeah. That's my A to B material right there.
See, that's one thing I hate about being a live broadcast radio show. So many of the good stories we can't tell.
Yeah.
I work pretty blue, so I've toned it down tremendously to be on here, which is a good thing.
You've been doing a fine job, by the way.
Thank you.
Other than spilling those ashes right off, you're doing great.
I mean, you really kicked the show off.
Yeah.
That is not cool. You don't have ashes in your teeth? I use the Mirror app, and I can't get them out.
Yeah.
This is awful. I don't know how long I'm going to taste this.
Yeah, because they're not really ash. It's like grit.
Yeah, but I'm tasting a guy, and that's the first time in a life. Well, I can't say that for the prisoner over here.
Yeah, it's not as bad as you think it is.
He spent years on, forgiven.
It all tastes the same.
Like bleach.
Trying to dye the gray out of my roots, and this is what I ended up with.
Oh, man. Phew. Australia's government built $36 billion worth of broadband network. Built.
And scene.
And we're done. Thank you. Let's pick up my news stories. Try this crap.
$36 billion worth of broadband network.
Thank you, Scott. That's why you're my favorite guest co-host on here today.
Presently.
It's already under attack from underwhelmed customers. And I can't even get with
from
this.
the down under customers.
Throw another shrimp on the bobby.
Crap! This is terrible. Apparently, cockatoos are chewing through their cables all across.
Who doesn't appreciate a cockatoo? Who does not?
Of all things to talk about,
we are par.
Tasting a man.
We are par for the course today.
We got Just Still Tasting a Man. I'm talking about a cockatoo. Or three, I don't care. Let's go on to the next news story. I couldn't even start that one. And now there's no way we're going to get through it.
Face hurts. Got Charlie horse in my cheekbone.
The next one. The next one isn't even any fun. This guy. I quit. Oh man.
I guess this is my last show, folks.
Yeah, this is it. A mother in Wisconsin is facing felony charges of recklessly endangering reckless crap.
He's got it, folks. 3, 2, 1.
See, I glance ahead in the stories, and all I'm seeing is allegedly strapped on, and then 9-year-old son.
Bring out the gimp.
That's why I can't get
the
through
gimp's
this
sleepy.
Stuff.
Better wake him up.
The mother in Wisconsin is facing felony charge of recklessly endangering safety after she allegedly strapped her 9-year-old son to the top of a minivan on top of a plastic pool. Amber Schmunk, yes, 28 years old of Fredonia, Wisconsin, was charged earlier this month for the September 9th incident, which started after officers received a call reporting a child on top of a vehicle holding down a plastic pool. Get up there and hold that down! Brat! A witness later reported seeing Schmunk pull over and take the child off the minivan roof and wedge the pool inside the vehicle before dropping it off at her sister's house. She dropped her kids off and the pool. Officers who arrived on the scene questioned Schmunk about her son's alleged wild ride. She said she admitted the boy had been on top of the minivan on the road, but only for a short time, maybe 20 or 30 seconds. Jeez, get over it. It's my kid. I do what I want.
See, See, no one bats an eye at that stuff in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I rode in the back of a pickup truck with no cap on, sitting on the tire well, one good bump, and I'm off the side, and we're doing 70.
Exactly.
And I was supposed to be driving. But in the 80s, that was fine.
Perfectly legit.
I blame Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf. Well played.
Man, you're surfing on top of the van.
That's true. See, wow. You went all 80s on me. I wasn't even expecting Teen Wolf to pop up.
Hey, don't
here.
let the hair fool you, man.
I was expecting a lot of things to pop up in here, but not Teen Wolf. I wasn't expecting an ash cloud to manifest. I wasn't expecting Scotty to forgive me like that.
I'm a very forgiving person.
Yeah, I've heard.
Just like the church in Florida.
Oh, man.
That's deep Southern Baptist church right there, brother.
That's deep. Yeah.
Deep.
Oh.
Thanks, Catherine.
Yeah, Sister Mary, Catherine.
Sister Mary.
0861925. Forgive me.
So, was that her prison number you just read?
Yeah, it is now. Oh, forgive me, Father, I've sinned.
And I'll do it again.
Yeah. Oh my golly. I think we've only got a couple minutes left. Let's plug some crap and get the hell out of here before they cut the.
You put a plug in the jug, apparently.
Shall I lead off?
Don't plug that, Scotty. I'll need it later.
Hey, so a week from Sunday. Not only just this Sunday as well, but selfishly, a week from Sunday at Wiley's, I'll be closing out the Sunday comic show.
Yeah, this Sunday's Chris Simer's closing out.
Yes, that dude's funny
too.
Yeah. If you've never seen him in an American flag,
it would be his onesie. His banana hammock.
It's very patriotic.
Oh yeah. Don't know whether it's to salute or forgive him.
And Friday the 17th, I will be at the Shrunken Head in Columbus, 251 West Columbus Avenue.
Innuendos on the show today.
There is. Columbus Avenue, 5th Street, at 9 p.m. And then the following day, Saturday, I will be at the Lafayette Room in Washington Courthouse, the thriving metropolis. Nice. November 18th at 8 p.m. with a bunch of New York comics.
All right, that's enough. I don't know how many you got there, but I'm getting jealous. Wonder Dog, the comedian Columbus, Wonder Dog.
Wild thing.
Yeah, Wonder Dog.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff for the Shrunken Head. You may run into dude, very funny guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But enough about Columbus comics.
And Heron Entertainment, again, they are my agents and promoters.
It's funny that it's Hair Entertainment.
Heron, like the bird.
Oh, Heron, like the bird.
Yeah. You thought he kept saying heroin, didn't you?
That's why that explains the sweating.
I've never sweated ash before. It's impressive. It's a first for me. I am not going to lie. I mean, it's the little burns in the eyes a little bit.
All right, this has been so much fun.
Was a blast.
Jess Corddry, thanks for coming in. It's been a pleasure having you, Scotty. You're the best guest co-host a man could want.
Thank you for today.
Thank you for the time. I appreciate it more than you know.
Hey, you're very welcome. This has been a lot of fun. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and apologize to them because of what they had to hear. That's been enough for me. Have a good week. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Next. Peace.
Good night. Thanks for listening to the Life Podcast. Check us out on Eventide Entertainment's podcast network. Remember, if you want to listen live, we're on Wednesdays from noon to 2 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can always stream the show live at wwsu1069.org. If you have suggestions or comments for the show, feel free to email us at thelife1069@gmail.com.
Overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
I have this bang like I've been sucking on a milkshake.